Hi friends, welcome to Art Explorations. Today we're going to be making our own Sculpey clay. So we're using ingredients that I actually found at the drugstore, CVS. We are going to be using 2 cups of cornstarch, 2 cups of baking soda, 2 cups of water. We mix them all together with a spoon. Mom can help you with that. Mom and Dad can help you with that. You will also need something to roll out the dough. If you don't have one of these, a rolling pin, you can use a cup or a can, anything to flatten the dough. And then you're gonna also need a butter knife or a plastic knife to cut your dough as well. All right, let's start mixing. Now that we have poured everything into our bowl, it's a big soupy mess in here. We're gonna pour everything from our bowl into a saucepan. Cook it over a medium heat to the consistency of mashed potatoes. Once it's mashed potato-y, remove it from the heat, let it cool down, and then we're going to mold it with our hands back on this table. I'll see you in a minute. Now it's the consistency of mashed potatoes, and we're going to put it in a plastic bag because the plastic bag will help us to knead it. So just be careful that you don't burn yourself because it is still kind of a little bit hot. But scoop it out of here, or you can wait until it cools as well. And you're gonna put it right in your plastic bag. We'll see you when we have mashed potatoes in the bag. We have our clay in the plastic bag. I've been kneading it inside the bag, and it has this really soft, silky texture. It's not exactly like Sculpey clay, I see. It does come apart rather easily, but it's kind of cool for something that we've made at home. So what you're gonna do is take your clay, however big you wanna make your platter or your bowl, roll it out. And what I have noticed, I think we need one more component to our supply list. You probably want to have a magazine or a piece of cardboard or something because these are hard to get up once you've rolled them out on something. So we're gonna lay the clay out on whatever it is we're gonna let them dry on. Flatten them out, use your rolling pin or your can, whatever you're gonna make your shape on. So I'm gonna roll out my base. It doesn't really stick to the rolling pin. It's nice, easy clay to work with. And you know, if it crumbles too much, what we notice working with it, you just keep sort of manipulating it. And the more you manipulate it, the silkier it gets. So I'm just trying to smooth it out. Now your kids can make any shape they want. You'll notice in the lesson there are bowls there. If you can get the sides to stand up in a bowl, that would be great. I'm not completely sure. I don't feel really confident about that, but you know, we'll see. So I'm gonna just make my ends smooth, but we're just doing the best we can right now. So we're gonna separate a piece to start rolling out a long, skinny tube. Your children, I know from when we have used clay before, they all seem to love to make long snakes. So this will be fun for them. The clay does come apart, but just keep squeezing it back together. I think it's a dryness issue. I think maybe you could probably spray it every once in a while with water if it's too much of a problem, or if your clay gets too dry. Then all you need to make your features is this long tube. So we're going to take about half of it to form the eyebrow and nose. Let me see if I can do this upside down. So here's the eyebrow and the nose, and then just smush the bottom. And then we have our eye. We have our eye and our mouth. And they can add to it whatever makes them happy, but the whole point of the Picasso experiment here is doing half of the face, showing the asymmetry. We could even turn this into a mustache. Maybe give him a goatee as well. After we're finished, we can let this dry. 24 hours should probably be good. Again, if it doesn't survive, it doesn't survive. I think it's more, all these projects that we're doing at home now are more the experience. So we've had our Picasso, our Madriguera platter. Enjoy. Our project today is inspired by the work of Pablo Picasso. Mr. Picasso came from Spain but lived most of his life in France. His father was an art teacher who encouraged him when he was very young to begin painting. As he got older, he used many other types of mediums and was the inventor of collage, which we have used a lot in this class. We are focusing on his style of cubism for today's project.